Asante Bookshop, Moshi mjini. Christian Bookshop, Moshi mjini.
Wahi nakala yako sasa kwenye duka lolote lililopo karibu nawe.
Sauti za Busara 2019.
From local music, acts from across Africa, join us from Monday to Friday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Capital Television.
In Capital News tonight, 1 dead and 2 injured in Simiyu due to rains. 3,000 prisoners not accused of genocide to be pardoned. People's Defense Forces and basketball teams extend their winning streak. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. An elderly woman known as Gindu Des, whose age was 105, used to be a resident of Mwalchumu village in Bariadi district, Simiyu region, has died, as well as 2 others who have suffered injuries after their houses were demolished by a powerful hailstorm which fell in the village. At the same time, 21 houses in 26 wards were also demolished and rooftops were completely blown off 4 classrooms of Mwalchumu Primary School. Speaking on the incident, the chairperson of the village, Esther Ngwani, said that the hailstorm started to fall around 8 p.m. in the night. In addition, the chairperson, Ms. Ngwani, said that they heard the affected families' cries for help, which they responded to. Upon reaching the house of the elderly woman, they discovered that as her house was collapsing due to the hailstorm, it also unfortunately fell on her.
There was a strong wind, which was accompanied by hailstorm. Trees were blown up, causing a lot of chaos. 1 house was destroyed in the process, which claimed 1 life. There was a lot of wind which damaged a lot of buildings. We all gathered to assess the situation. We are here to console you on the event that happened yesterday evening, which claimed 1 life. Our condolences are with you. What we have to do now is provide shelter and support to those affected.
The body of one of the founding directors of Clouds Media Group, Ruge Mutahaba, is expected to arrive in the country on Friday, and it will be buried on Monday in Kagera region. The spokesman of the family committee, Mr. Anik Kashasha, said that if planned procedures are completed in South Africa, then the body of the late Ruge Mutahaba will be returned on Friday, and on Saturday people will get the opportunity to pay their last respects. Various leaders, such as government leaders and political party leaders, went to the house of the father of the deceased to give their condolences. The Prime Minister, Kassim Majaliwa, who was one of them, said that Ruge was a Tanzanian who put the interests of society first before his own. Apart from political and government leaders, the directors of various media houses also visited the home of the deceased father in order to offer their condolences, such as the executive director of ITV Radio 1, Capital TV, Capital Radio, Joyce Mhavile, who said that Ruge will be remembered for many things.
They will arrive here on Friday. Processes are underway to make this possible.
Petition kuhamasisha Watanzania vijana wakiwemo.
He encouraged Tanzanians, including the youth, to recognize their potential, but to fully participate by using various opportunities at their disposal. He also contributed financially and in kind in serving our country. He has been to every region of the country, meeting with various groups and talking with them about the need of patriotism, but also recognizing opportunities at their disposal and utilizing them fully. We've received this news with great sadness because, as my brother and a big stakeholder in various development activities that I engage in, and we'd met and he advised me, so the success in Tulia Trust, he had a part in it. A lot of us had hoped that Ruge would come back, and it is a big blow to the media industry and the entertainment industry as well as to the youths whom he supported and encouraged them to spot opportunities around them, as most fail to see opportunities at their disposal and only those not within their reach. It is a big blow, and he has left a big gap because he was a very good government advisor and various ministries used him in the campaign and other projects because he had a lot of convincing power.
The management as well as employees of IPP Media have received with great sadness the news of the death of one of the founders and directors of strategy and programs development for Clouds Media Group, that is Ruge Mutahaba. We would like to express our condolences to the family of Ruge, Clouds Media Group, and all those who have been touched by this funeral. May God provide you with the strength to go on during this difficult period. More than 2,500 residents of Jengeni village, which is located on the border with neighboring Zambia in Kalambo district, Rukwa region, have had no other choice but to cross the border into Zambia to look for various essential services. At the same time, government employees who are assigned to workstations in Jengeni village usually abandon their jobs just a short time after reporting to their stations in the village. The chairman of Jengeni village in Kalambo district, Mr. Tiboksi Nzua, remarked that the lack of a road in the area has been a long-running major challenge which has affected them for over 50 years now.
It is hard, especially when expectant mothers have to go to a health center. There is no provision of any sort of health care here. A lot of teachers posted here refuse to come and teach. In addition, not having a good road also makes it hard to access services. The first phase is complete. The second phase will involve opening up this road as well as building drifts and caravans. The rain tampers with progress as we stay idle. This is the main reason why this project has taken so long.
The Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu Hassan, has directed the leadership of Shinyanga region to conduct major renovations of water infrastructure in Buhangija Mixed Primary School, which has a large number of children with albinism, so that it can have a conducive environment for students who are living in a difficult environment.
The sewage water system is poor. This could hurt the children. Regional Commissioner, I'm giving you 2,193,000 so you can hire plumbers to come and do repair work. I believe this will move us a step forward. I was not impressed by the condition of the kitchen. You should... Some parents and guardians are failing to take their children home for leave and those going home on leave are not given essential items when coming back to school.
With Ruvuma region commemorating the Maji Maji War, the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International, Regional, as well as East African Cooperation, Dr. Damas Ndumbaro, has urged Tanzanians to use this as a way to unify them nationally.
Tufanye kazi kwa pamoja, kwa bidii.
We must work hard together so we can pay taxes and contribute towards our country's economy. Working together is very important. That is why I've taken this opportunity to be here today, but also to invite the German ambassador so he can come and work with us. In remembering the unfortunate events that took place here, you must also remember of the good deeds too, in health, education and community development. This area is a special heritage for our nation and is a big tourist attraction. What we see here today is because we had elders who dared.
Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court has failed to begin listening to arguments of both sides in the case of making insightful statements which is facing the MP for Kigoma Urban Zito Kabwe. This comes after the prosecution witness failed to show up in court after having given an excuse. This was revealed by the State Prosecutor Wankio Simon before the Resident Chief Magistrate Huruma Shaidi as the case was up for mention. The prosecutor also explained to the court that the witness, whom he had planned to be with, could not make it because of an important reason, and thus requested the court to adjourn the case for a brief time. Following the request by the prosecution, the resident magistrate Huruma Shaidi adjourned the case to March 11, 2019, when it will come up for another mention. In the case, it is alleged that October 28, 2018, during a press conference which took place in the headquarters of ACT Wazalendo opposition political party, Zito Kabwe made insightful statements which had potential to foster both fear and hatred. Zito Kabwe's statements were about those people who were injured in a battle between the people and the police, and despite pushing the injured to Nguruka Health Center, many of them still died. Furthermore, more than 100 people of the Wanyantuzi tribe also passed away. The Minister of Energy and Minerals, Dr. Medad Kalemani, has condemned the behavior of officials involved in distribution of electricity in villages under the third phase REA project, where he said that they will not tolerate those who skip people's houses on claims that do not have the qualities nor deserve to have electricity connected, as this is discrimination.
Grass-thatched houses are the very type I'm looking for, so I can connect you with electricity, because there was a tendency to ignore such houses. Some of our experts were advising homeowners to build better houses before they can be supplied with electricity. All kinds of houses qualify. All households in Zega Urban must be supplied with electricity before 30th June this year. No excuse will be tolerated. When people are supplied with electricity, they will have a better life. I'm grateful to the Minister and Honorable President for bringing us electricity.
Kagera Regional Commissioner Brigadier General Marco Elisha Gaguti in resolving long-standing land conflict between pastoralists and farmers in Kaundwe area, Kagera district, which has led to people stabbing each other with spears and livestock being cut by machetes, has directed farmers who invaded the areas set aside by Kaundwe village since 1987 for livestock keeping activities and started farming activities instead to immediately leave from the area.
Tutasimamia maudhui ya awali ya wananchi waliofanya maamuzi ya kutenga eneo hili.
I would also like to warn that we are currently engaging in activities to ensure that any livestock keeper who is not a Tanzanian will never be allowed into this particular area because it is reserved only for Tanzanian livestock keepers.
Kama wakikubaliana wakafanya maamuzi ikapishwa katika vikao rasmi ya maamuzi ya wote.
That's all for national news. International news is next. In international news, over 3,000 prisoners are expected to be released this year in Burundi after being pardoned by the president. Among those to be pardoned will be prisoners sentenced to 5 years and those who are not accused of being involved in the Rwandan genocide.
This decision have been made prisoners who have been imprisoned for less than 5 years, pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, mothers with children under 5 years of age, elders with over 70 years, disabled, some children, prisoners with mental disorders, prisoners with uncured diseases, those who showed good behaviors while in prison, and those who have served a quarter of their sentence and shall be released from the prisons. This work needs time and patience so that decisions made should be accurate, and freedom will be granted to those who truly deserve.
With the corruption saga continuing to take center stage in the second and last term of President Uhuru Kenyatta in office, the current one involving 4 ministers currently in office who are accused of receiving bribes estimated to be worth 63 billion Kenyan shillings so as to give the construction of a water dam to an Italian company.
We read newspapers on daily basis with mega scandals after the other. Money being stolen and laundered in different countries. In other cases, money is paid to empty projects. All parties involved are criminals. We must all fight in eradicating this cancer of corruption in our country. Otherwise, we will not have a country tomorrow.
A report by the Parliament committee that was given the responsibility to investigate the reasons for the shut of 7 banks in Uganda has caused varying reactions in the parliamentary meeting, with MPs failing to agree on their recommendations.
Finding that banks were being sold without knowing the laws. Those involved should be held accountable without bringing personalities in this report.
The world's largest mobile event is underway this week in Barcelona. That is the MWC 2019, which is more commonly known as the Mobile World Congress. It is a 3-day event for mobile industry experts to present and talk about the next big innovations and developments in the mobile space. But as wireless communication, automation and digital services play a rapidly growing role in national economies as well as everyday lives, the MWC is about much more than just technology. We turn now to William Glucroft, our Deutsche Welle partner in Berlin, for more on the impact of this major annual convention. William, what is this Mobile World Congress about?
Well, good day to you over there. Yes, just a short flight away from Berlin in Barcelona, the MWC is taking place this week, happening right now. It's as you noted, the largest event of its kind in the mobile technology industry anywhere in the world. It happens every year. And it involves as many as, if not more than, 100,000 people. 2,400 companies from all around the world are represented. All the big ones you know about: Apple, Samsung, LG, Microsoft, Huawei, which is a major sponsor of the event. They're all there basically showing off their latest technology, their latest gadgets, competing for the coolest phone, the fastest phone, the best cameras, these kinds of things. But of course, the word that is on everybody's lips at this year's Mobile World Congress is 5G, the next generation in mobile speed technology. It's been talked about for a long time, and this year's Mobile World Congress is looking at how they're really going to deliver, how the mobile industry is really going to deliver on all the promises that they've been making for a long time about 5G. Everything from self-driving cars, automation, more automated and robotics in the workplace. Doctors, for example, doing surgery remotely through robots while they sit on the beach, for example. All of these things that have been promised for a long time that require faster speeds is on display this year at the Mobile World Congress.
So how does the MWC go beyond just technology?
Right. Well, there's been a large recognition and focus on the fact that technology does not exist in a bubble. We've seen a major turning point in the past year since the last Congress with some major technology problems, technology breaches, Facebook being caught up in data breaches. Here in Germany, a lot of high-profile information from high-profile politicians being easily accessed and leaked, ongoing investigations into Russia's alleged meddling, using the internet, using mobile technology in Western elections. So the bridge between technology, politics, society, and economy really are on display here. You see a lot of events not just focused on gadgets at the Mobile World Congress, but also how this technology is really to be used and to be implemented across the world, not just in high-income nations, but in middle and low-income nations for startups. And we see that a lot of these kinds of events looking at that connection at the Mobile World Congress.
So let's bring it home. What role are African countries as well as companies playing at the Congress?
There are several dozen African-based companies representing themselves at the Mobile World Congress, looking to do deals with major global corporations, rolling out 5G, rolling out more mobile infrastructure for countries. You know, Africa has, compared to other parts of the world, fairly low smartphone use. Just 30% is the average around Africa. In Tanzania, it's just 13% of people are estimated to use or have a smartphone. So that means a lot of people are missing out on the jobs, the economic productivity that comes along with being more connected, with faster speeds, more technology, with having easy access to affordable smartphones and affordable mobile technology. So African countries and African companies are looking to make inroads here with major companies to bring some of that technology home, get into the hands of more people. Because there are some estimates that as much as $700 billion over the next 5 years is being left off the table in countries, middle and low-income countries like Tanzania, by not investing more in mobile technology and getting into the hands of people, and specifically getting into the hands of women, where around sub-Saharan Africa, for example, there's a 15% gender gap between men and women using smartphone devices. So all of this is really in focus at the Mobile World Congress, with a lot of attention being paid to bringing Africa on board and seeing how to level the playing field when it comes to mobile technology. Africa at the Mobile World Congress really is seen as the future, the next big step off in the mobile technology industry.
Thank you very much, William, for that insight. We do hope that Africa continues to grow in this way as well. And that is all for international news. Do stay with us. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back and in business. Tanzania Bureau of Standards (TBS) has burned down 30,000 steel sheetings worth 700 million shillings discovered to have problems from importer Mabati Steel Serger Company in Changombe Dakawa Street in Dar es Salaam.
Wateja wanaoingiza bidhaa.
Customers who import goods in the country must have certificates that allows them to do so. And if it is a wholesaler, then should provide certificate of quality from the country where the goods are coming from. And if it is within Tanzania, products must have quality standard stamp, which signify quality of the products. We are still emphasizing on entrepreneurs in the country to adhere to regulations set by TBS.
Tanzania telecommunications company TTCL, through its subsidiary Capitaltvtz, signed a contract with the People's Bank of Zanzibar (PBZ), whereby customers and government institutions will be able to receive financial services using Capitaltvtz.
Jambo la msingi kabisa ni kwamba haya makampuni yaliyopo,
if you combine all the companies involved in the business, they only cover 4% of money circulation throughout the entire country. 96% is circulating through cash.
Na kwa lengo la kutangaza zaidi huduma za TTCL.
The aim of announcing TTCL services is to influence people to join the company. However, we are here to officially sign an agreement that will provide a platform for more services to be introduced in the market.
Stakeholders of cotton and cashew nuts from the government, private sector and research institutes have met to discuss challenges that caused a drop in production of the harvest and how not to following of the process of registration, importation and ordering causes pesticides that are substandard has contributed to the halt in the success for these farmers.
As stakeholders, if we will cooperate together, then we can be able to reduce challenges faced in the cashew nut. One among the major challenges is pesticides. Generally, we are looking forward to set regulations on the best ways of using pesticides so that we can get positive results and farmers can get good quality harvests.
And that is all for business news. Sports is next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda.
What's up? My name is Sean Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip, the hip, hip, hop. You don't stop the rockin' to the bang bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear?
I'm watching Sports Gazette.
I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette
with Sebastian.
With Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports, the People's Defense Forces and Prisons basketball teams have extended their winning streaks in the Forces Championships Bamata, which are ongoing in Dar es Salaam.
We won against the police because first, I don't think they were as prepared as we were. We're a bit more fragile while they are a bit fat. They need to work out a little more to become as fit as we are. The competition is good.
The national cross-country team is in Arusha for a training camp as they prepare to finish higher than the previous 7th in the world competition scheduled to take place on March 30th in Denmark.
Our aim is to break our prior record. If we were 7th overall, then why don't we become winners? They have legs like us, and they have prepared like we have. Then why can't we win? So the position we're after is first. And if we come up second, then we will thank God. And if we come third, it's not a bad thing. But the position that we are aiming as we live here is first.
Chelsea boss Mauricio Sarri says he has not decided if he will keep goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga after he refused to be substituted in the League Cup final.
And midfielder Ruben Loftus-Cheek could be handed starts. Tottenham manager Mauricio Pochettino is again without Eric Dyer due to tonsils. A fellow midfielder Dele Alli is not yet ready to return from his hamstring problem. Meanwhile, Manchester City are without Fernandinho and Aymeric Laporte, both of whom suffered muscle injuries in Sunday's Carabao Cup final win. John Stones and Gabriel Jesus remain sidelined, while Benjamin Mendy is nearing fitness and will be assessed. West Ham manager Manuel Pellegrini has reported no new injury concerns. Manuel Lanzini is again likely to feature as a substitute, having made his comeback from a long-term knee problem in Friday's win against Fulham. Defenders Fabian Balbuena and Winston Reid have returned to light training but are not yet fully fit. Elsewhere, Liverpool's Roberto Firmino has a chance of playing despite being forced off at Manchester United with an ankle problem. Should the Reds decide against risking him, the Brazilian would be likely to return in Sunday's Merseyside derby with Everton. Naby Keita will be monitored after recent illness, but defenders Dejan Lovren and Joe Gomez remain out. Watford could name the same side which began Friday's 5-1 win against Cardiff. This match comes too soon for fullback Kiko Formina, who is back in training after a hamstring injury, but he is expected to be their only absentee. In another instance, Crystal Palace centre-back Mamadou Sakho will miss Wednesday's game because of the knee injury that forced him off against Leicester. Fellow defenders Martin Curley and Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be assessed.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, thank you for watching and have a good night.
Out while Marcus
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a